This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, yes, sure, definitely. Okay, so now once again, we come to today's session. Yeah? So what we observed here, basically, the SAP data are going to classify into so completely three types. So if you go for any module, you're trying to learn any module, you can see the data will be three types here. So we need to classify the data will be three types. The first one is the organization data, which is yesterday we discussed about a couple of organization data here. Okay. The second one is master data and third one is transaction data. But to set up the organization data, so here in SAP, couple of modules here. Okay. So initially the clients. Okay, so I'm saying the client here. But in real time, so we have a topic called system landscape. This is the most important topic here. Without a system landscape, without transport management system, okay, we cannot survive a single day in the SAP project, in any kind of project. We have some couple of projects will be there. So in after a couple of transactions, after a couple of okay, so classes I will take you, especially some real-time classes. In the real-time classes, we'll elaborate more into the system landscape. In the system landscape, you will observe. So, what are the clients need to be defined? However, the clients will be defined. The different clients will be defined by the basis people. But there is no alternate. So, in training system, always we log into only one client. Okay, which client we are going to log in? The client actually Airtel client. So, always we are going to log in Airtel client. But in real time, it is not like this here. We have some couple of clients will be there. Okay. So which client? So what is exactly our roles and responsibilities? So we need to discuss in detail. Okay. So the clients is an highest organization where we can define. So what exactly the client is an highest organization where we can define some set of tables and master records. Okay. So clients will be defined by the some set of tables and master records. Okay. So but in real time, so what we observe here, the clients will be defined by the basis people. So here the nomenclature is only 3-digit here. So the SAP is provided okay, the master clients, so which contains the complete data. So in real system, if any company, if they want to install SAP, if they want to switch to the SAP, so initially they will copy from 000 client or 001. Some master clients is available. Maybe they will provide you these two master clients. The basis people they will go and they will copy the new clients. So the copying is must here. The nomenclature will be given by the your client people, whichever the client you are working. So the client will give you nomenclature. Then what we observed, the company, okay, the company we need to define. What is the company? The company like some XYZ group of company. If you see the nomenclature only maximum, so 6-digit here. So but actually in real time, the company will be defined by the finance people. In options of the finance people, what we discussed here. So here we need to define a company, but in real time, you should not touch the company. So they will define a company, but it's not a control parameter. Just you go and enter the name of the company. So under the company, so here the company codes need to be defined here. So what is this company codes? The company code we will call as a separate legal entities. Okay, the company code is called as separate legal entities. So we have a couple of company codes defined. So these company codes generally will be defined and copied by the in real time by the finance people. The finance people they will define, they will copy the company codes. Okay, so company code actually, so we are saying a separate legal entity here. So what are the parameters need to be done by the finance people? So here the finance people always they copy from Tribhujan company code. So in real time there is no option. Only Tribhujan company code is only available in a fresh implementation system. But in training system, what we observe, there are a couple of already company codes in my system because my system is a training system. You are also using training system. So some couple of 200, 300, 400 company codes will be there. So better the SAPs recommends you go and copy from 1000 company code. You should not copy from 000 because it is not licensed one. Okay. So better the best option you need to copy from 1000 company code to your new company code. But copying is must here. When you are copying, so all the data will be copied to your new company code. So all the tables, user ID, everything will be copied to your new company. Okay. So but the company code level, the finance people, so finally they will take the profit and loss statements. Okay. They will prepare some balance sheets. They will prepare some balance sheets. Okay. So now what are the activities they will perform? They will create some business areas, profit center segments. So all these parameters will be defined by the finance people. So under the company codes, we need to define. Okay, so under the company code, the plants need to be defined here. The plants, actually, this is the plant is our area. The plants are the manufacturing unit or any operation units. The MM people, we need to define the plants. Okay, so here the client will inform you this company code contains how many number of plants. This company code, so they will give a list of plants. Nomenclature. If you see the company code nomenclature is 4 digit, your plant nomenclature is also 4 digit. Plant is a manufacturing unit where all your manufacturing activities, the production activities, sales activities is done at plant level here. But in real time, same like only one plant is available in the real system, triple zone. But from triple zone plant only, we need to copy the new plants here. But in training system, so you must copy from 1000 plant. So under the plants, we need to maintain the store locations here. The store locations are stock keeping unit. So these are all just the store locations here. Okay. So we are going to maintain a different store locations here. The store locations are stock keeping unit. So we don't need to we don't need to copy. Just you go and maintain. So here the client will inform you this plant contains so how many number of store locations. So in this store location, what is the address of the store location? Okay, where exactly it is located and what type of materials they are going to maintain. Here they are going to maintain some spare parts. Here they are going to maintain some finished parts. Like this, they will differentiate here the store location of the physical areas. In domain term, we'll call as a godowns. Okay, so SAP will call as a store locations. Some store locations. Okay, some clients they want to go extension with the warehouse operations. Why? Because they are not able to manage the materials. Okay, simply if you maintain the store location, they are not able to manage the stocks here. Okay, so definitely the stocks. Okay, so here all the inventory transactions means we are receiving the materials, we are issuing the materials. So all the inventory activities will be performed at store location. So under the store locations, we observe the purchasing organizations. So what we observe, we have. So there are 5 different kind of purchasing organizations here. The purchasing organizations office, domain term, but we are calling as a purchasing organization. So we can say purchasing department also. It is a 4-digit element, but here the SAP. So we can classify into 5 categories. Yesterday we discussed the central or corporate purchase organization. Okay, so here second one we call as a cross plant purchase organization, plant specific purchase organization. Okay, different like here standard purchase organization. We have different kind of purchasing organizations. Yesterday we discussed in detail. Okay, so all these purchasing organizations. So we need to consider here, and we need to map because the client people they don't know which purchase organization they are using. Just you need to maintain it. So this also we need to discuss in detail. So next we have some purchase group here. What is this purchase group here? The purchase group is a okay, so floating entity. So generally the single or group of buyer who is responsible. So here in the purchasing organizations, we have a couple of members. So they are so like they are expertise. Means they are day to day they procure the materials. If any department raised okay, so whatever the material they require. So these people, these are the purchase groups. But this purchase group we never assign to any plant or any purchase organization, any stores or any company code. So if you maintain the system, so this purchase group can work for any company code, any plant. So the assignment is not required. So that's what we are calling as a floating entity. So this is what we discussed yesterday, but just it is a flow here. So let me today one PPT. So once again, let me go to the PPT. This PPT actually I'm trying to share in the WhatsApp. Actually, it is not coming, but however I'll share. Okay. So this PPT is coming to. This is actually some LCT training material. Okay, this is actually boot camp. Accenture is a old PPT. So we long back this PPT is prepared by the Accenture people here. So let me we'll go one by one slide here. So the old PPT, but it is not required. Just once again maybe some parameters will be repeated, but just closely we need to communicate. Okay, so means I want to make you, so all the candidates, so all the people into the same page. Okay, maybe some people already understood. Okay, so but okay, some scenarios, okay, before going to touch the SAP system, so you need to understand what exactly. Some people they don't have any domain experience, they never see the industry also. So further, actually, this is my duty. Just I want to make you to all the same page here. Let me explain detail here. So this actually no need to discuss, already we discussed in the demo. So this is actually system application product in data processing. You know the SAP is found by the five pharma players and players. It's a German product. So this already we discussed here. You know the SAP we have some different layers, the different functional layers. So this also actually in we are in initial after 1 week or 10 days classes, we are going to integrate with a couple of functional modules. Okay, what are the other functional module? Where is the integration? Definitely. So we need to see what is a MMSD integration, what is a MMPP integration, so what is MMQM integration. So these are all different functional modules is there. So that time you will enjoy. Don't worry. Okay. Next, we have some application modules here. Okay. So we have some functional modules and application modules. Okay. So the R3 is okay. Now, okay, we are into ECC business shoot. But after you know, maybe after 20-25 sessions, okay, we are going to start the S4. I'm going to show you the S4. So however, it is going to end by 2025. So after 2025, if you want to see also ECC, so you are not able to see because so it's going to die. Okay. So the SAP is already they have given deadline 2025 all the customers. So we need to migrate. So definitely there is no option. So you should understand the S4 business shoot. I will show you. Okay, these are the different function models here. Now in materials management, the old PPT just will see some introduction to procurement is there, org structure is there, some master data, all the master data is not is available in this slide here. Only material master, vendor master, so they prepared, but a couple of these other master is also there here. Just what I am saying, just you need to focus. Okay. Now coming to here, so this is actually everybody knows here. Okay, nowadays, so what is the definition of the procurement here? You know, modules mostly there are 90% of the syllabus here. So always how to procure the materials. Okay, so how to procure the materials, from where we need to, so in right time from right supplier we need to procure the materials. So basically we can divide into, see in SAP module, so let us see globally we have some 11 to 12 procurement processes there. So all this procurement process we'll discuss today, like standard procurement. Okay, I think you received some big what the institute people has given content also. Just you will go through. So everything I have written here. So there are 10 to 11 business processes there. So we will discuss all the business processes here. But finally, we are offering the service. Okay, our equipment from vendor is called procurement here. Okay, you are procuring a asset, you are procuring a material. Okay, so from the supplier, it's called procurement here. So who is going to manage this procurement? The procurement is managed by the purchasing department. So for every plant, we have different departments: the purchasing department, production department, sales department. The purchasing department is mainly focused on the procurement. Now let us see here. Okay. So the client, what actually client here? So always here you are the consultant. Okay, once you complete this training session, now you talk to for any one company as consultant. You need to represent on behalf of some XYZ company you are working. Wherever the company, so you need to work some ABC client. Okay. You are the consultant. Okay, what is your client? Okay, my client is some XYZ client. So the client termed as a corporate group. So they want to switch to the SAP network. Okay. But who is going to define the client? So this we are going to see. The client is a highest organizational element, so termed as a corporate group. So the group of companies. Okay. So the company code, the client is a corporate group or group of companies, we can say. But what is company code? The company code is a separate legal entity, as we are discussing company code. So why I have taken Tata yesterday example? Because Tata means everybody knows. Okay, so we have Tata Steels, Tata Motors, TCS, like this. We have different companies. The finally, the finance people always they will take the profit and loss statements. Okay, the end of the financial year, whether I'm getting a particular company code. So in Tata Steels, I'm getting profit or loss. In Tata Steels, I'm getting profit or loss. So this they will check here. The company code level, they will take the profit and loss statement. Okay. So this is what actually the company code is a separate legal entity. So only the finance people work at company code level, and the plant is a manufacturing facility. Okay, the plant. Okay, so here store location or stock keeping units. So here the purchasing organization is a purchasing department here. Okay, this once again we'll go to the slides here. Now, finally, if you observe, there are only two types of procurements available. One is internal procurement and second one is external procurement. So I think all procurement means I think everybody understands. Procurement and purchasing both are synonyms. Okay, but what you need to say here only completely we have two types of procurements: internal procurement and external procurement. Let me explain in detail. Okay, I have my plant in Hyderabad. So Tata Steel plant Hyderabad is there. Okay, this Tata Steel's Hyderabad plant required some couple of materials. They required some metal X, metal Y, metal Z, and so on. So when they require this material, if they are procuring from the Tata Steel's Pune plant, so Tata Steel Hyderabad plant is procuring the material from the Tata Steel Pune plant. So both are Tata Steel plant, right? In the same company code. This is called internal procurement. So the Tata Steel's Hyderabad plant is procuring the material from the Tata Steel's Pune plant. It's called internal procurement here. Internal procurement. So one plant to another plant. Okay. Internal procurement. What is external procurement? This Tata Steel's Hyderabad plant is procuring the material from externally from any supplier. So within the like domestic or import, it's called external procurement here. Okay. So this is actually just you need to understand it. So we have basically we have two types of procurements. One is two types of procurement, internal and external. Internal means from one plant to another plant. Then going forward, we'll see we have MMSD integrations is there. MM module is going to integrate the sales module. Okay. The only if you know the MM module, you are not going to survive in the industry. Okay. Definitely means if you know about the core module, only 0 to 6 months. Okay. If you will get the fresher or 0 to 6 months, but the scope is very less. If I'm keeping my profile as a fresher, maybe rarely you will get some call. Okay. There is no scope. And if you are keeping up to 0 to 6 months or 1 year also, you will not get more number of calls. So definitely, so the module compared to MM module, so what are the other modules we are going to integrate? The integration area we should be very strong. Okay. So in internal procurement, we have MMS integration that time we'll discuss in detail. Okay. Now we have two types of procurements we observed: internal and external procurement. Next, coming to the here internal procurement. So what we discussed here, the same thing what I have explained to you, the same thing they have written in the PPT. So what they are considered, they consider as a plant A and plant B. Okay. So the plant A people is procuring from the plant B. It's called internal procurement. Okay. So the same thing if you go to this PPT. However, today I will share this PPT. Just you can go to this PPT. Don't worry. So internal procurement, external procurement. So here the 11th slide is also same internal and external procurement. Now coming to, so this is what actually I want to show you. So this is one external procurement. See here we are calling, so we are the MM module. So we need to discuss about the different business process process, which is called BPP. Okay, business blueprint is different, BPP is different, and business process process is also we'll call it cycles, general cycle of activities. Okay, so all together in SAP, so we have means for MM module, so we have 11 to 12 business process processes. So definitely after completion of the organization data, master data, then definitely we are going to touch the business process process. Okay. So here first of all, the first business process process. Okay. So the first business process process we'll say as a the standard procurement process or business process process. Okay. But any business process process, first of all, from where the requirement is coming. Okay. So from where the requirement is coming, after getting the requirement, so what exactly the procurement department, what they will do. Okay. So it is not unique for all the companies, company to company. So their operations will be different here. So we need to identify. So whether what is the standard SAP behavior, how the client is doing here. Okay. So what I am saying, same thing should not be there in the real time practically. Okay. So you need to identify where exactly the your client business is deviating. So there you need to gap it. Okay. But finally, most of the clients, okay. So almost all they will do the same business, but sometimes here we need to identify the gaps here. Okay, that day by day you will understand here. So simply the external procurement here. What is external procurement here? So first of all, determination of the requirement here. So from where actually the determination of the requirement? We are into the purchasing department, right? So the purchasing department, there are some purchase groups will be there, some buyers means buyer group will be the employees will be there. So how they came to know? So either manually any user department. So user departments, what are the other user departments like production department or quality department or accounting department, any department. So what are the materials they require? They will raise a purchase request. The purchase request is called as a internal purchase document. Internal purchase document. So they will request. But if you go a small companies nowadays also, so they will give you some yellow slip here. Okay. So some Mr. Rajesh will come. He is working in the production department. So some other person is there. So they are working in the purchasing department. So you'll write in yellow slip. I require this material, this materials. They will give you manually. But in SAP, so now the client they already invested to get into the SAP. So no thing actually everything should be online. Everything should be data should be required. Every whatever the activities we are doing, everything should be done in the system, right? Otherwise, what is the fun of implementing this SAP here? So here, whatever the activities we are performing, everything should be recorded in the system. So here, first of all, if you go to the determination of the requirement, any user department, so whatever the material they require, they will create a purchase requisition. So these purchase requisition will be created in both the ways. Either it should be manual by any user department, any user, or sometimes the purchase requisition will be created automatically. So how it will be created automatically? Okay. So whenever the user will run the MRP cycle, so automatically the system will give you production proposal or procurement proposal. So this we are going to see in MMPP integration, which is one of the most important scenario. Further classes we need to see here. Nowadays, actually, the stores or warehouses, we have thousands of materials lack. Okay, so these number of materials user is not keeping to in his mind, right? So everything should be automatic here. Nowadays, the clients wants everything will be automatic process. Okay, most of the so they don't want in the manual interaction. So everything should be automatic here. So they are expecting more number of transactions to automatic here. So this we'll see in MRP automatically the system will give you. So that we'll see here. Now assume that once the any user department is given some requirement here, so they will mention what are the materials they require. Then what is the next step here? We need to selection of the vendors from the database. Okay. So here every company we have vendor databases. Every company we have vendor database. What is the next step here? Selection of the vendors from the vendor database. So I need to select which vendors for this particular material, which are the vendors are available. Okay. So previously whether I procured the material or not. So everything my system will check here. So then vendor selection and vendor and comparison of the quotations. Okay. Then what I will do, like let us I'll find okay some 3 to 4 vendors. I'll give the quotation to the different vendors. Let us say today you want to buy a laptop. Okay. So what you will do, you will first of all you need to finalize the product, which laptop you want. Example. And what you will do, you will ask the quotations to the different suppliers. Then finally you will finalize the quotation. The same way, not only this any product here. Okay. Nowadays there are so many e-commerce websites will be there. Now we have Amazon, everything, right? So that like Ariba integration. So here what we see the product whenever you require a product here, before going to finalize, we'll compare the quotations, which vendors, what is the price and all. So this also we are going to see in the same system, vendor selection and comparison of the quotation. So then finally, if you finalize the vendor, then we'll create a PO to the vendor. The purchase order should be created. The PO will go to the vendor. So how the PO will go to the vendor? Okay, this is most important. Okay, now my user is created a PO in my company in my system. So once the PO means this PO has to transfer to the vendor. How it will transmit? Okay, some vendors they have printout facility, some vendors they have some EDA facility. Okay, some vendors they have some fax facility, some vendors they have email facility. So this everything, okay, background work will be done here by the consultant here. So we need to take the list, how many list of vendors you have. We need to take the information from the client. Okay, so this what are the vendors, which medium. So you need to okay take care. So we everything you need to record in the system, and we have a topic called output determination. This output determination means whenever you're getting PO, how it has to transmit. Okay, so this is also one topic is there. So just explain, just keep in mind what are the transitions, what are the topics we are going to learn in the further classes. Okay, so once the PO, okay, successfully PO is go to the vendor. After creating a PO, sometimes okay, so most of the time, so you will get the material from the vendor here. But sometimes your user job is not over here because user has to monitor the PO. User has to monitor the PO. PO monitoring. Example, now you booked anyone okay, item in the Amazon. So you will see when my item will dispatch, whether it's dispatched or not. So you can track, right? So you can track it. The same way in SAP system also, you need to monitor. So today is actually 7th September here. Okay, your delivery date is on now 17th September or some 25th September. So before that, you may communicate with the call, or you can communicate with the mail. Okay, so just when he is going to dispatch, so you need to monitor the PO. The company to company requirement will be different, but some companies they will maintain the purchasing value keys automatically. Reminders has to go to the vendor. So one more example, suppose now you are booked some tickets in what we call book my show. So your movie time, so okay, so everything show time, everything will be get a message to your mobile, right? The same way in SAP we have some purchasing value keys reminder key, which will remind to the vendor system when he is going to dispatch it. So some materials you need to remind because you require the materials. This is the PO monitoring. After goods receipt will be done here. Okay, so means up to this determination of the requirement to up to PO monitoring will be the purchasing part. Okay, this is only the purchasing part. Next, whenever you received physically, so your inventory people, so the material is received to your store location gate here, your warehouse gate. So then physically, so you need to perform the goods receipt. The user has to go to the system and you need to confirm the goods receipt. So most of the time you may get equal stock. Sometimes you may get a partial stock because you requested 100 kg, but vendor is dispatched only 90 kg. Okay, I received only 90, but user has to confirm the goods receipt here. So how much we received? But whenever I perform the goods receipt, some changes will be happened in the system. So what are the changes? Like material document is going to generate, accounting documents is going to generate, the total stock, total values fields will be updated. These are the changes will be updated in the system. It's called goods receipt. Next, apart from the goods receipt here, so you must go for the invoice verification. Okay. So invoice verification means when the vendor is dispatching the goods. Okay, so this actually align with the goods. So the vendor will give us a soft copy or hard copy. So based on this vendor invoice copy, we need to prepare invoice in our system. So these invoice, okay, so here once we receive the invoice, so actually mostly the finance people they will prepare the invoice, but this invoice information, okay, once you prepare the invoice in the system, this invoice information will go to our finance department and they will take care about the payment part. Okay, so there is a separate transaction, no need to worry. Okay, in F-52 some transactions will be there. So based on these transactions, the finance people they are going to pay to the vendor, they will make the down payment. So how much they are getting the discount, everything they will take care of. Okay, finally payment will be done. So this is the whatever the cycle and expenditure is external procurement. So every business process will be remains same. But we need to understand the schemes will be changed, logic will be changed. Okay, that you need to observe here. Okay, so this is basically, so what we observed, we have two methods around procurements, internal, external. So whatever we discuss, everything should be there in this line. Okay, so this is actually, so completely they have written the determination of the requirement, source determination. Okay, say at the time of source determination, sometimes what happened, whenever you get the material from the means whenever you get the requirement from the different department, the source is most important here. If any fixed vendor is there, okay, if any with any one vendor we already created a contract, we'll go with that vendor, right? So the same thing what I explained here, the same thing they are written in the this PPT here. If we come to here, and this is also one of the important methods of procurement. Methods of procurement means, so basically we have two methods of procurement. Okay, one is the procurement for stock purpose, another one is the procurement for a direct consumption purpose. Okay, the procurement for stock purpose and procurement for the direct consumption purpose. Okay, what is meant by procurement for stock purpose and what is meant by procurement for direct consumption purpose? Okay, so here now whenever you are receiving the material to my store, okay, or to my warehouse, the material is having only two directions. Either the user is going to keep in the rack, so he is going to keep the material into the some stores, means warehouse or somewhere else, the rack or somewhere else, means stock purpose. So he is going to store this material in future. So next week or after 1 month, whenever he required, he can utilize this stock. So this is called procurement for stock purpose. The procurement for stock purpose, today I am receiving the material, in future I am going to consume it. So this is one procurement for stock purpose. What is the procurement for direct consumption purpose? So the material is not going for the stock. So straight away will issue for consumption. The cost of consumption or production consumption is for direct consumption. See here in my SAP screen, if the material is going for the stock purpose, I need to enter the suitable item category and I should have metal master recording. Maybe this time you will not understand this logic here. Why master is required? So what is this and all? So just I don't want to make you confused in the second day session. Only thing you need to keep in your mind. So the material is having two directions. Either it will go for the stock purpose or it has to go for the consumption purpose. Stock purpose means the user is going to keep in somewhere else. Okay? In future purpose he will utilize it. Consumption purpose means straight away it will not go for the stock purpose. There straight away will do consumption. So this is also to understand. We go to one-time purchase orders, contract release, schedule agreement. These are all the different business processes. Okay. So some vendors we have only one time. Means rarely. See a particular vendor. So I don't yearly 2 times only I will procure this vendor. These vendors are called one-time purchase order vendors. Okay. So rarely we'll go with this procurement with this vendors. Okay. Now it will go to again we'll come to the okay. So here so what is this here actually? Here org structure, organization structure. So once again we'll see the org structure here. Now the client, company, plant, purchasing organization. Okay. So here once again if you can see here the client. So again they have given the definition. So however the client is the highest legal entity, right? The highest organization. Okay, independent authority system. This already we discussed here. Next under the client, so what exactly? Again they are showing company codes. So actually here what I mean an independent account with it. Okay. Means actually here in real time we no need to work at a company code level. Only the finance people work at company code level. So already I told you that it is as own PL and L means profit and loss accounts. Balance sheets also will be prepared. So end of the financial year whether I am getting profit or loss. They cannot merge here. Suppose now if you come to the Tata Steel, Tata Motors, they will not merge the balance sheets. Individually they will create the balance sheet. That's what the company code will call as a separate legal entity. The completely the Tata Motors business I am getting profit and loss. Individually they will prepare the balance sheet. But we don't require this. What is this profit and loss statement? So we forget about this company code. So only we need to focus on the plant. Okay, that is enough. So what is plant here? What we are saying in plant here? The plant is a manufacturing facility, sales or storage here. So all your manufacturing activities, sales activities, production activities will be done at plant level. Next, again, we'll come to here. So we have store locations here. So what is the store location? The store locations are stock keeping units here. Okay. So where day to day I will receive my material. So whenever I receive the stock, some changes will be happened. So that after a couple of classes, you will understand whenever I receive the stock to my stores, what will happen. So this theory part is okay, but what about my practical part? Okay. So if I see the practical part, now easily you can understand. Okay, what are the changes that happen in the system? Okay, whether how the quantity will be updated, how system is going to generate the material document. Okay, so where exactly this in system it is showing the stock, what is it, which report I need to see. So there are so many questions here. So definitely, okay, so I will show you one what will happen after the PO, means after the purchasing document, how we need to manage the inventory, what are the inventory activities, everything we will see. So simply, meanwhile, just you know, under the store location, the empty space, the domain one call as a godowns here. So day to day, the users is going to keep the stock, okay, and they are issuing the stock as per their business requirement. They are doing the stock transfer from one store to another stores. Okay, so all the inventory activities will be performed at the store location level. So this is what we need to discuss here. So this is actually okay. So here godown and warehouse. Okay. So what is the difference between godown and warehouse? Godown is also called as a stores. Okay. So in domain term, what they will say, they will call it the godown. Whenever you go for the implementation part, they are saying as a godowns. Godowns means stores. But actually, the warehouse is different. The warehouse need to map in the SAP after the store location. You need to map the warehouse. Okay. So here now I'll show you. Where is my notepad? This is my notepad. Okay. So this actually the plant contains. Okay. So suppose now this particular store location they want to go with the warehouse location. So warehouse number here. So this store location 1 and store location 3 are non-WM store locations. This store location is okay. So there are n number of materials they are not able to manage. They want to go with the warehouse. Okay. So warehouse means here they need to in SAP. Okay, in physically what happened here? Warehouse means, so there. What is the definition of the warehouse means? The warehouse is a group of storage buildings. Warehouse means group of storage buildings. Okay. So why they are going with the warehouse operation? Simply only one thing here. So they want to differentiate in minute level. Where exactly the start location? So the user is sitting in front of the system. Okay, there is no confusion. Okay, suppose metal X where exactly it is available. It is available in fifth floor, particular rack. Okay, so easily you can able to see, the user can able to see by sitting in the ground floor or somewhere else. Users, how the user can able to see the exact location of the material. So the warehouse operations are different. The warehouse is going to divide into different storage types. So each floor I am considering the storage type. Again, the storage type is going to divide into sections. The sections again going to bins. Okay. So the what? So in store location level, there is this flexibility is not available in the store location level. Just only empty area. So I am going to keep here. So there is no logic. There is no proper maintenance in the store location level. Okay, they will maintain, but it's not accurate. So it is not synchronized in the system. But if you go to the warehouse, so definitely everything from which location you are moving, from which location you are keeping, so everything should be tracked and everything should be monitored. Okay. So however we have MMW integration there, we'll discuss in detail. Don't worry. Okay. So this finally the stores and warehouses, we need to find the exact location of the material. So you visited so many supermarket, how they located all the materials, the same kind of materials they are going to keep. Okay, and all the fast moving materials they will keep in downside. Okay, so some very slow moving materials they will keep some upside here because there is no movement rarely. So like this is the managing of the store location. We have MMW integration there. We'll discuss it. Okay. Next, we have some purchasing organization. So already we discussed the purchasing organization. It is the main responsibility. And if you see here, for MM point of view, the purchasing organization is the highest organization. Purchasing organization is the highest organization. After the purchasing organization only, we have some purchase groups. Okay, so like a plant store location will become the purchasing organization highest organization. So we have 5 different. So most of the time, the client don't know. Okay, so what exactly? So here, the purchasing organization, how many number of purchasing organization? So how to map, and these 5 different kind of purchasing organizations definitions. You need to understand. So you need to know about the mapping also. This also I will explain in detail. Next, the purchase groups here. So what is this purchase group? The purchase groups are buyer group. It's simply the purchase group means a day to day. They'll responsible for the procurement activities. The purchase group is a buyer group. Okay. So this purchase group is calling as a floating entities. Purchase group is called as a floating entity. So this purchase group we never assign to any company or any plant here. Once you maintain the system, so they will work for anywhere. Okay. So this is about actually today's session, but one more PPT is there. So maybe after this PPT, I will show you. So this is one more PPT is there. Today it will not happen. So the next time, tomorrow session we'll discuss. I will show you this same PPT also. Simultaneously, so I think everybody received the credentials. Okay, so we'll start the server operations also. Okay, Yashasvi and Yamuna and Jagadish, you are late. How are you? Should record out. Any questions from anybody? Please let me know any questions or else we'll wind up the session. Okay. Thank you for the session. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Same. Company codes are unique. Yes, exactly. Company codes are unique globally. So Yashasvi is asking the question like, our company codes are unique globally. So here globally means here see my company now my company some XYZ companies. I'm using my company code is 1234. But other company is there, some ABC company are they are also implementing it. So they can use 1234. So here this is not actually here in the market we have so many number of clients will be there. So they can use their, so there is no like if I'm using 1234 others they should not use not like this. Okay, so they can use you. It's a individual. Okay. Thank you all for the decision. We will meet tomorrow with the same time.